Critique my form, part 2. Today is the Meadows Row. All right, guys, we had 2 great followers submit videos for us on Meadows Row. So I thought, what a perfect way to share more mountain dog knowledge with you guys and to break down this Meadow Row and how we can get your upper back growing optimally. So let's dig into it. Let's watch video number 1 from Kyle. All right, so what I want to think about here is, for me, when I'm watching this already with this setup, he's a little too tall for me. Now, what that means, maybe because he can't get a full range of motion, he might need to sit on a box or something that's going to raise him off the ground. So not a big deal there, or just simply use 10s as opposed to 25s, but that might stack him too close to the end of the bar. So what I would look to do is just simply stand on a box to be able to get more range of motion and get his torso more flat to the ground. Because at the end of the day, I want to think about not bouncing, and if you look at that, he is bouncing. If you watch his glutes, he's driving, especially with the heavier sets, with some leg drive. And for me, if you're training back, let's train back. Now, let me take it to application and show you what we're talking about. So we have 2 options in my opinion. If you don't have one of these fancy handles like Kyle had in the video, just simply use a strap, not a big deal. So for demonstration purposes, let me show you with the handle, because that's what he had. Just want to slide that on the end of the bar. Now, if you notice, to get a full range of motion, even for myself here, that puts me in a very compromised position, because if you notice in the video, he's more here. I need it to be here over the bar. So when we drive up, bam, I'm getting full range, full stretch. I'm gonna flip around so Chaz can see me get my lat stretch. So look at this form difference, guys. Instead of being here, I'm getting no stretch on my lat. That's a lot of bicep and trap. I need to get over the bar, stretch and pull, stretch and pull, stretch, pull, stretch, pull. Now, if I don't have that handle, I can get even more stretch. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. See how I'm already more stretched through that lat? Bam, fire, fire, fire. Just like that. Now, let's address the leg drive. All right, let's go back to the handle, and I'm gonna show you what I mean by leg drive. And this is this is super easy. Like, I've been guilty of this in the past, so again, we want to break down the videos, we want to make your form perfect. So I just don't want that bounce. Because my knees are bouncing, my ass is bouncing, I'm getting leg drive. My legs have to be set in frickin' stone. Here, bam. I don't care if I have 1/4 or they're stacked to the end. No leg drive. I'm telling you, take your legs out of it. Your legs are your most strong body part. You don't want to take load and transfer it there, because it's not going to give you optimal growth. All right, guys, Mr. Marable. Let's take a look at this. What he's going to do on this setup is he's actually in a T-bar row. So you can do Meadows Row off of a T-bar row. So it's kind of hard to tell in this video, like if he's missing the range of motion solely because of this machine. And if so, like I just said with Kyle's, just simply stand on a box to get more range of motion, because if you watch this video here, he's missing out on that entire element of the stretch. And that's half of this movement, guys. If you're cutting the range of motion, you're losing valuable chance to grow tissue. And especially when we're stretching our back, as you'll always hear me talk, stretch and contract, that's the way that back works optimally. Now that little short, jerky range of motion. Then, thing number 2, when he's setting up, look at all that play that he has when he's setting up. It's too much like bouncing around, not stable, not steady. So when you're setting up for this, let me show you what I'm talking about here. Enough talking, right? Let me get into some hard work. Now, when I'm setting up to this Meadow Row, so let's say I'm gonna strap in. I'm gonna strap in, not I'm just gonna squat down, strap in just like that. I like to do a thumbless grip. I'll get him to zoom in on that. I don't wrap my thumb this way. I have really small hands, so I do not do that. It doesn't feel comfortable. For me, I go that false grip, and I just have my end of my thumb around the end of the bar. Now, from this point forward, I have to freaking set my body in stone before I do one singular rep. So that means I want to minimize the amount of time from the time the weight comes off the floor to my feet getting set. So watch what I do here. If I'm going to set my feet, I'm already here. Now, I'm going to brace my non-working arm for support. The weight has not left the ground yet. I am fully fucking stable. Now, again, I'm not bouncing my ass around. From this position, I'm going to hit my row. So we're here. Bam. Fire up. Right there. 2, 3, 4. Every time. Let me show you that again. Instead of, most people try to stand up with it and they try to find their knee. Well, guess what? With a 1/4 on there, that's super easy. But when I have 5, 6 quarters on there, finding the right spot with my hand is not easy. So let me show you that again. When I'm here, when I go to put my hand on the bar, I mean fucking business. So brace my non-working hand on my knee, grab the bar. Now it is time to freaking go. I don't want to have to think about moving my hand, adjusting my feet, none of that mess. It's only row. So from this position, now row, stretch, row, stretch, row. That's how a Meadows row is supposed to be done. There you have it, guys. 2 versions of Meadows row and how we can fix the form, take it to the next level, and start growing your back. If you've been a long follower of Mountain Dog, this exercise by itself has put on more tissue on people's upper back than probably just about any on the history of an exercise, especially one that John came up with. So really cool exercise, nails your upper back. It does take some time to perfect that. That took me probably a year to year and a half to nail. So don't get frustrated with it. Keep going back to it. It's a very, very productive exercise if done right. If you like this video, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Submit your videos to me through Facebook, through Instagram, through my email, and I'll break yours down and make your form perfect and get you growing fast.